What's up guys, Idle here, back with yet another low-end SSS guide using only AFK skills for ease of use. Let's cut to the chase, here's the setup. First and foremost, the directional EC unit, we just want the one on the right, which has a mission for it, I'm pretty sure, and also it's TLDR, it's really good with specialist operators because whenever you use a specialist operator to deploy on top of another operator, you basically get double the equipment than you would usually get. So after that, for the tactical equipment configuration, we want A on Vanguard, A on Defender, B on Caster, A on Supporter, A on Medic, and B on Specialist. Guard and Sniper do not matter because we are not using them as equipment. After that, we have our team composition. We have our 3 Vanguards here. The 3 Vanguards are basically here to generate TP and are early stage blockers. Well, duh, that's basically what you expect a Vanguard to do, right? After that, after these 3, we have 2 medics. The damage reduction from the tactical equipment here, all allies take 10% less physical and arts damage for each stack of medic equipment, is actually really good. That's why we have 2 medics in particular. And also, the general healing that they provide will be very useful for this SSS. After these 2, we then have 2 defenders. We're going to need 2 blockers for the last stage of this SSS. That's why we have 2 defenders here. And we want Spot and Cardigan in particular because we are going to be mostly blocking melee arts enemies. So we don't value we don't value Beagle's high defense as much. And Cardigan with her higher HP, 2.6k versus let me just check. Versus where's Beagle? Okay, versus 2k on Beagle, 2.6k versus 2k. Cardigan's obviously better, and Spot, while having lower HP, does have res on him. So yeah, that's why we're going with Spot and Cardigan. After these 2, we have our stars of the show, Ascalon and Eden. Ascalon is the main carry, and we are going to be rocking with her S1, which is an AFK skill, so you don't need to worry about the timing of this skill. Ascalon is great in general because she's a specialist. She benefits off of the unique equipment for this SSS, and also because she has a DOT effect on her talent 1. The damage over time effects in general are really powerful for this SSS because of the mechanics of the enemies that we are going to be running into. Ethan is also another great operator that we are going to mostly feature because he's going to act as the second carry that we are going to be building. Ethan doesn't necessarily have to be maxed out. He can probably be fine at E1. However, having him at E2 is nice for general tankiness and of course the boost on his talent. He's also going to be rocking his S1, which has a damage over time effect, and as mentioned, damage over time effects really good in this SSS. After these 2, also I forgot to mention, if you don't have Ascalon, or rather a maxed out Ascalon, this is the unit that ideally you should be borrowing as a support unit. So if you don't have one, borrow her and make sure she's as maxed out as can be with S1 M3 and possibly even a full mod if you have an oil baron of a friend or something, I don't know. But yeah, make sure she's as strong as possible. After these 2 ambushers, we want 4 of the cheapest specialists you have in your roster. They do not have to be raised, they do not have to be strong, they just have to be the cheapest. So I'm gonna look at Grabble here and sort by deployment cost, just display. Yep, she's at 6. I'm pretty sure these are at 4 or 5 or something. Term X is at 3 and Gravel is at 6. Something to note though, merchants, while they are cheaper than my Gravel right now, merchants are actually kind of worse economically because, well, first of all, they steal DP, right? And more importantly though, they don't actually refund DP when you when you relieve them, when you deploy a unit on top of them. So they actually come out worse DP-wise. So that's something to keep in mind. That's why I'm not running any merchants. So yeah, the cheapest specialists that you have, and we are running these specialists purely for their equipment, which gives attack speed and SP generation. Casters are here, the two cheapest casters that you have, which are most definitely going to be Durin and Steward. 10 DP on Durin, 16 DP on Steward, and they are here purely as caster equipment for our units, and specifically for our Ascalon. Providing Ascalon a massive attack boost is really nice in general. So, and last but not the least, we have 5 of the cheapest supporters in your roster. They do not have to be raised, they do not have to be strong, they just have to be the cheapest, and they are here purely to help beat the RNG of SSS. And yeah, they're purely for consistency. We are not using them as units at all. And that's pretty much it for the team composition. The point of this strategy is that, well, in my SSS guides, I always have a long-winded explanation on what we're doing, which this time I will spare you that. You can just watch an old video if you really want the in-depth version. But in simple terms, what we're going to do is we're going to make a full stacks Ascalon as fast as we can. The Vanguards are how we pay for the DP. The supporters are the Vanguards are how we pay for the DP. The supporters are how we beat the RNG of SSS. The specialists and casters are the equipment themselves, and the medics and blockers are here for general survivability. And that is the team composition. Also, when it comes to integrating your own 6-star that unlocks SSS in the first place, for example, if you have a ranged DPS unit such as Exousia, the New Covenant, or Lemwen, you can use those. You can use them over Steward, or if they're a melee unit, for example, if they're like Degenbreaker or they're like Silver Ash, you can use them over Cardigan. And yeah, you can use your strong units in place of some units here. They would really actually help for adding consistency to the overall strategy, especially if you don't mind actually clicking abilities, or clicking skills rather. But yeah, the general strategy that I'm going to be providing you is the minimum that you actually need. So you know the general gist of what you need to do. And alright, that's pretty much it. In terms of execution, because you won't be able to follow my actions or what I do one-to-one, because again, as mentioned, SSS does have RNG, just watch how I play out the game mode so you can, so you have a general understanding of what you need to do, and so you can adapt accordingly when you do try it out yourself. Alright, let's head on over to LT1. Okay, so for the pre-operation adjustment, we just want to keep Ascalon, Vanguards, or Casters. So, as mentioned, Ascalon, Vanguards, and Casters. So, Ascalon we keep, Hugh, get out of my hand.
We can get some useful experiment data.
And now we try to draw. We then are going to make a stack of Vanguards on this spot.
In position.
And then we're going to make our Ascalon stack on this spot.
Such an equipment isn't.
Lives are always used.
It doesn't totally matter for this stage since it's just LT1, but the way we want to build our Ascalon is that we want to put our casters first. And this is because so that the specialist can double the caster equipment, like so. No caster equipment because, well, we're just starting with Durin, right? It says 1 on the left. However, since I'm using a specialist, it should say 2 because Kafka doubled the caster equipment. And that's why we want casters first, so that we're not wasting any equipment by using casters in between. So that's what we're doing. I'm then going to deploy Gravel on top of Kafka. It says 1 specialist equipment on the left. It's going to say 2 because Gravel doubles Kafka.
I got this. Focus elsewhere.
Everyone, follow me.
And now that you've seen the general
into the
gist of
shadows.
what the specialist EC unit does, I'm gonna put a spot
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
and you
fine.
can pretty much chill from this point onwards with a fully stacked Ascalon.
Follow me into the shadows. You've stepped into my domain. Follow me into the shadows. Right behind you.
If only my music could put an end to all this fighting.
Meet me. Meet your death. Meet me. Meet your death. Meet me. Meet your death.
That's LT1 for you. LT2, again, we want to keep casters, vanguards, and Ascalon. So you, this we keep. You get out of my hand.
Alright, all medicine has been prepared.
We are going to make a vanguard stack on this spot, facing
Understood.
right side.
Understood.
We are going to make our Ascalon stack on this spot. So
Okay, I'll do it.
again, caster first, and then
We're
specs.
all just peasants who know how to walk. This is the place.
And since we don't have Ascalon, in situations where you don't find your, or rather, in situations where the units that you need are in your deck, you just deploy supporters so that you can get points with a sign operator here.
Glance is all I need to comprehend. Precision equipment isn't cheap.
Lives are always used. as
And now we
leverage.
found Ascalon. And she has full
I got
stacks.
this. Focus elsewhere. Meet me. Meet your death.
I'm gonna deploy a defender on the Vanguard stack.
Yeah, fine.
And I'm going to deploy a medic just to avoid any shenanigans. So like this.
Ready to heal.
And from this
They
point
only
onwards,
remember
with
my
fully
blade.
stacked Ascalon, you can pretty much chill and AFK.
You stepped into my domain.
Look at all these naughty little saplings. Ain't you cute? Sit tight and Kaka will turn you up.
Meet me. Meet your death. Right behind you. Follow me into the shadows. Follow me into the shadows. Follow me into the shadows. You stepped into my domain. Meet me. Meet your death. Meet me. Meet your death.
LT3, again, we just want to start with Ascalon, casters, and vanguards. We want to keep those. So you get out of my hand.
it.
We found Ascalon. That's pretty far actually. A vanguard stack goes here.
Okay.
And now we want to make our Ascalon stack on this spot, facing wherever really. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, I'll do it.
So caster first. Spec. Now we're just waiting for Ascalon to appear. Or rather, for
Your words
cast
are my command.
Ascalon to cost enough.
No one can see me.
Handle the camera.
Right behind you.
Right then.
And now we want to, one, find our medic, and
Meet
two,
Meet your death.
build our full stacks, Ethan. So, well, we already have a medic. What am I saying? Medic goes here, facing
Ready
upwards.
to heal.
And Ethan stack goes here. We're just now trying to find Ethan himself.
Lives are always used as leverage.
The glance is all I need to comprehend.
Follow me into the shadows.
It's in here. Soul be cleansed. Don't be afraid.
Right behind you.
Lives are always used.
We already have
as leverage.
Ethan and two specialists. We're just trying to find a third specialist so that we can actually
You stepped into my
so that we can
domain.
Ready to
actually
heal.
have full stacks eaten. But since I guess it's taking too long, I can also just do this.
Got it.
One.
Detonation imminent.
You're all just hedges who know how to walk.
And now
Hey.
I have 2 tree Ethan here. Ideally, you just want only specialist equipment on Ethan, but if the equipment is taking too long, just deploying Ethan with like an offbeat combination is just as sufficient. Like obviously the best case scenario is just full attack speed Ethan, but sometimes you don't always get what you want in SSS, but usually it'll
Thanks.
just be fine. And yeah, once you have full
No
stacks
one knows
Ascalon
my
and
name.
full stacks Ethan
Follow
with a
me into
defender
the
and a medic,
shadows.
you should be good to go and free to do something else.
Meet your death. Follow me into the shadows. Follow me into the shadows.
One cannot discuss ice with an insect of summer. However shall I explain this to you?
Right behind you. Meet your death. You stepped into my domain. Right behind you.
Okay, so after LT3, you'll get an opportunity to add an upgrade to your EC unit. So we just want the one on the left because it basically gives an additional equipment for our Ascalon, which is obviously really, really powerful. And now, same setup. Let's head on over. Head on over to LT4. And again, we just want to keep Vanguards, Casters, and Ascalon. So you get out of my hand.
I wanna dig a hole in
Vanguard
the
stack
ground
goes
and
here.
make a shelter to sleep in.
And we want to build our Ascalon on this spot.
What a pain.
Well, at this point though, we still need to find Ascalon.
Handle with care.
So we'll do just that.
Lives are always used as leverage.
Ascalon found. I'm going to try to find my steward though, just so I can
Impurity be
show
purged.
you guys the best case
This
scenario
needs to be
for a built
recorded.
Ascalon. Okay, steward has been found, and what I'm going to do is we already have Durin deployed, right? So I'm going to deploy Gravel to copy the equipment from Durin. I'm just gonna do this just to avoid any shenanigans. We have Steward, we can deploy him like this.
Understood. Awaiting orders. Freeze!
And we're going to deploy another spec to duplicate the caster equipment. Again, now we have 4 caster equipment, a massive attack boost to whoever's getting it, and the one who's getting it is of course Ascalon, who has massive attack. As so.
I got this. Focus elsewhere. Right behind you.
And this
No
is the
one knows
ideal
my
scenario
name.
for a built Ascalon. We want 4 attack and 2 spec. Because of how good it's going to be for the final stage, for the boss stage. For this stage though, like
No
2
one knows
caster,
my
4
name.
spec is just as sufficient, but I only really
You
did that
stepped
just
into my
for example's
domain.
sake, but yeah. After building your Ascalon, we want... Well, let me just do this first. After building Ascalon, we want to build our second specialist stack on where Sora is at the moment. That's
Treasures
where
always
Ethan
lead
is going to go.
conflict.
Follow me into the shadows.
We don't have enough specialists, that's fine, we can just use Durin instead. As I mentioned earlier, if you don't have the right equipment, it's fine, it doesn't really matter as long as you get to put your units down on a good enough time.
Okay, I'll do it.
Also, I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about Term X. The thing with Term X,
You
right, is
stepped
he
into my
explodes,
domain.
so if you deploy Term X and you don't deploy another unit on top of him quick enough, he actually dies and takes away and goes away with the equipment, right? So obviously that's bad. So immediately replace him when you do use him as a specialist equipment, like so.
Right behind you.
We have 2 caster equipment. He's gonna die if I don't do this quick enough. So I do this quick enough is the thing.
Roger.
And I'm gonna do this. And we have full
Right
equipment
behind
Ethan.
you.
And from this point onwards, you can pretty much just chill.
Yeah, fine.
Right behind you. Follow me into the shadows. You stepped into my domain. Meet me, meet your death. Right behind you. Meet me, meet your death. Meet me, meet your death. Right behind you. You stepped into my domain.
Okay, now we're at LT5. So again, we just want to keep casters, vanguards, or Ascalon. Actually, for this stage, we don't need to keep casters, so we only need to keep Ascalon and vanguards here. So, but we have no casters, so that doesn't matter. So you, and you get out of my hand.
I'm gonna dig a hole in the ground.
And the
make a
reason why we
shelter
don't
to
care about casters for this particular stage is because we're positioning Ascalon on this spot in the middle where casters can't be deployed on. So that's why we don't need casters.
handle with care.
Vanguard stack goes here,
Understood. Leave it to us.
and we're just trying to dig for specialists for equipment for our Ascalon, which we now have. So deploy like so. Uno, dos, tres.
You're all just hedges who know how
Now
to
we're just
walk.
waiting for Ascalon.
I got this. Focus elsewhere. Right behind you.
I will protect us all.
Yeah, fine.
And now we just
Soul
want to make
cleansed.
our second
Right behind you.
specialist stack,
A
which is
glance
going to be the
all
tile
comprehend.
on top of Sora and at the bottom of Ascalon, below
The
Ascalon, I
road
mean.
ahead is bumpy. Do take care.
Follow me into the shadows.
Pressure's always
What a pain.
Right behind you. Meet me, meet your death.
pressure's always weak.
There's much to be recorded. Handle with care. Soul be cleansed.
And now we found our specialist. So, like so, we're going to deploy Ethan.
I'm here to help.
Uno,
You really
dos,
think you'll get away?
tres, cuatro. And now we just need our medic. So I'm gonna do this.
Right behind you.
Something you could do
Don't
with
be
medics is you can also use specialists to duplicate them. So I have Hibiscus, right? I'm gonna deploy Kafka over Hibiscus. It says 1 medic equipment on the left. It's going to be 2. And now I have an extra medic equipment for additional damage reduction. And from this point onwards, with
They only remember
full
my
stacks
blade.
Ascalon
You
and
stepped
full
into
stacks
my
Eden, you can
domain.
pretty much chill and make a coffee or something.
Meet me, meet your death. You stepped to my domain. Right behind you.
Enemy spotted. Prepare to fight.
Follow me into the shadows. Meet me, meet your death. Follow me into the shadows. Meet me, meet your death. Right behind you. You stepped to my domain. Right behind you.
So we want to keep our Vanguards, Casters, and Ascalon. We have Ascalon, you, and you are not those. So we're dumping these units which are not the ones you want. So yeah, get out.
Check your gear before departing.
Vanguard stack goes here,
Understood.
facing right side.
Leave it to us.
Ideally, we want 4 casters, 2 specs for the stack on Ascalon. However, it doesn't seem like we have that at the moment. And we do want Ascalon as fast as possible. So what I'm gonna do is just settle for 2 casters, 4 specs. It doesn't really matter what you have, what you eventually end up having on Ascalon, as long as you do end up putting her down.
What a pain. Speed.
No one can see me. You stepped to my domain.
Everyone, follow me.
Also, for this stage in particular, we want at least a minimum of 20% damage reduction on our medic equipment. So ideally, how you do this is medic,
There we go.
medic, spec,
Meet
medic, that deployment
your
order.
death.
So like this, 1, 2, 3, and now we have 20% damage reduction. This is what I found to be the generally comfy number to land on. It's easy enough to get, and it's kind of consistent. Like, it let me beat this stage consistently in test runs for this guide. So yeah,
Meet me.
after this we just
Meet your
want
death.
our Ethan stack on this position to the left of Ascalon.
No
Oh,
one
also, I
knows
forgot to
my
mention,
name.
Ascalon should be facing the left side so that the medic here is in range of Ascalon's attacks, and this
Follow
might
me
end up
into the
mattering later
shadows.
because of the boss mechanics.
Belongs to all right.
Follow me into the shadows.
Yeah.
I will protect us all.
The shadows. Follow me into the shadows.
Okay, we found our specs for the Ethan stack, so we want to deploy our Ethan here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure Ethan is facing the left. And now what we want to do is we then want to build one final unit which is going on this position just below Ethan. And we want to make a blocker here because a lot of Eblana's knights are going to the bottom here. And since Ascalon is killing them early enough, we also want to block them early enough so that we can kill the husks that they leave behind fast enough so they don't revive again. So we just are waiting for our defenders
Lives are always
show
used.
up,
Soul be cleansed.
or rather defender, singular.
Follow me into the shadows.
Understood. Understood.
Follow me into the shadows.
Yeah, and that's why we want a blocker here so that the husks get blocked instantly and they don't revive again. And them reviving again is eventually going to become a real problem once they scale enough with a danger level.
Right
So yeah.
behind you.
Understood.
Precision equipment isn't cheap.
We're just waiting on spot.
Follow me into the shadows.
Once you do like 30% damage to the boss, the boss is gonna send out this
Your
thing,
words are my command.
like this green thing, onto your units, and it prioritizes the last unit that gets deployed. So that's why I specifically mentioned this
Follow
kind of
me into
this
the shadows.
spacing for Ascalon to the left and this spacing for Ethan to the left. I'm pretty sure I mentioned to the left. I should have anyway. Anyways, as Ethan to the left so that their attack range also includes their teammates. As you can see, the thing right now just hit Mayor. One thing you can do to like beat up to play around this is just deploy a unit on top of the stunned unit.
Lives are
And
always
as you can
used
see, the
as
stun
leverage.
thing disappeared. The little green
You've stepped
mask
into my
kind of
domain.
thing. I don't know what to describe it, but yeah. Another way to beat those is, of course, damage over time effects, which is why we want Ascalon and Ethan being able to hit their teammates.
Impurity be purged. You stepped into my domain. You stepped
Don't worry
into
about
my
the boss, by
domain.
the way. He's going to die eventually, I guess. He revives a bunch of times in this strategy, but
Follow me into the shadows.
he eventually dies. Ascalon eventually puts him under in the end. Okay, I found Spot. Spot goes here.
Yeah, fine.
And then you can actually just relax.
Meet your death. Right behind you.
Very well. I'm on my way.
Follow me into the shadows. Meet your death. Right behind you. Right behind you. Meet your death.
I'm pretty sure. Huh. Well, you can leak. It doesn't matter. You can leak in SSS. You'll still get the secret medal. Well, you should anyway. We're just waiting on the boss now. Like,
Right behind you.
Man, were those enemies pushovers.
but you
If I'd have known sooner, I
don't
could
need
have
to
saved
beat
the
every
copies and
stage
effort.
flawlessly in order to get the secret medal, or in order to, like, whatchamacallit, in order to proxy farm the modules, the module materials rather, for the full 6. So yeah, and as you can see, I should get the secret medal right about now. That's the secret medal. You don't need to beat every stage flawlessly. You just need to not fail a stage. You need to not repeat, or not need to repeat a stage in order to get the secret medal. So that's a secret medal run for you with a very low end squad with AFK skulls only for ease of use. If you like the content, feel free to, sub, I guess, I suppose. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys. Bye bye.